Who is next? Eduardo, we got you in here. Hey, nice to see you.
Hello.
Hello. Resilience or building on quicksand, decentralized infrastructure. Eduardo's from Dappnode, and he'll be talking today about decentralized infrastructure. Go ahead, take it away.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Well, my name is Eduardo, and I am the co-founder and project lead of Dappnode. And yeah, today I would like to explain why it's so important that we start to using decentralized infrastructure, and what are the plans of Dappnode related to that and to make that happen. So, okay. First of all, yeah, I would like to talk a little about the current model, our current situation. And the thing is that users in general are using free application, or they believe that they are using free application, but it's not true at all. We know that. Applications are taking the data of the user and they are selling to advertiser, data broker, or other big companies to make business model on top of this. And they are taking this value from the user and they are putting it onto the hands of the cloud providers. The model is wrong because all the value is on one side of the equation. Everything is happening on the right. So only big companies are taking profits of this. And at the end, the thing that is happening is that the real product is the user. We have seen this news from since several years. And maybe 3 years ago, when you read this on the newspaper, maybe you have been in shock for a while. I mean, this is crazy that Microsoft workers listen to some translated Skype calls. But the problem is that right now, we are starting to get used to read this. We are not, I mean, we are still being worried about this, but it's not the same. It's like we admit that this is normal, that it's happening nowadays. And it's totally wrong. But because it's not just our privacy, it's also that they are controlling us. They are using our data, the data that we are giving them for free, to control us, to make decisions, to change a political decision based on that. So they are using their weapon, this weapon, against us. So that is why we started to develop this Web3 with the idea of revert this situation, to shift the value to our side. And then is when we start to develop these applications, this Web3 application. And if you are a developer, it's probably that you are using a schema quite similar like the one that is in the screen right now. So in the first step, you have a cool Dapp.io, and the users need to go to Google DNS to get the IP of that. And this IP is pointing to one of your servers on AWS. So at the end, you are giving the user this content through AWS. And finally, you are consuming this application using MetaMask, probably, and Infura or something like that. So even if these nodes as service are using Ethereum, the reality is that you are consuming decentralized application in a centralized manner. The thing is, we are making the same mistakes that before. We have not switched anything. We are just putting in top of decentralized application centralized solutions. So at the end, if we compare the situation, we have the same. We have big companies controlling us, controlling our data, but now we have a mass. And we believe that we are using decentralized applications and we are surrendering our privacy and financial data to them. So that is why 3 years ago, we started to develop Dappnode with the idea to propose a solution to this situation, to create a truly decentralized hardware infrastructure layer. So to make that happen, we started to develop a software that allowed to run nodes in a very, very easy manner as much as possible. Because if you are a DevOps, you know that manage a node and run a node is not easy. It takes a lot of time, even if you are an expert. So the idea is our intention was to create a software that allows you to run that in an easy manner in a truly decentralized way. So users can host dApps in an untraceable, private, and decentralized way, and provide this access to other users, to family and friends, and also take this value from the big players to the hoster, to the user, to the individuals that are running this infrastructure. So to sum up, the Dappnode vision is to create a human-centric decentralized hardware infrastructure. We want to empower a sovereign digital society and a digital freedom from the very, very beginning. And that was part of our roadmap from the initial point. So again, we want to take this value, to switch this value from the cloud providers to the user. We want to move this value that the server provider are giving to the user. So at the end, in this model that we expect to have, is that the user is also the hoster, is taking the value because he is providing the service to the developers. And the thing that has happening is that after years trying to make that happen, we have been waiting for this moment from the beginning. We try to put as much as open source application that gives some incentivization to the user on Dappnode, like Store, Swarm, BitNode, and others. But this is not working. That is our feeling after 3 years trying to make it happen. And also, in Dappnode, we try to create a kind of hub of applications. So that means that not just to run one decentralized application. I mean, the thing that is usually happening around the developers is that they discover a new amazing project, they put it on the Raspberry Pi, they are running that for 1 week, 2 weeks, or something like that, and then they found another cool project and they erase the other one and put the new one. So in Dappnode, we try to have a unique box in which you can run all at the same time to try to collect all the value that these applications are providing to you. So the thing that we saw is that was not enough to put all these applications together. It was not it not was the different related to the number of nodes running around the world. But then it started to happen, and the situation started to change. People that has never run a node started to come to our channels to see how they can run a node, Ethereum 2 node. And as a consequence of that, they start also to run an Ethereum 1 node. And that what is the conclusion related to that? That's if you have a really motivation to run a node, if you have enough motivation, you are willing to do that because it's profitable and it makes sense. Right now, we are very happy that a lot of people are using Dappnode to make that happen, to be a validator, I think, too. Right now, there are around 2,600 of blogs that has as a graffiti the word of Dappnode. That means that people, individuals that are running Ethereum 2 node are giving us this love. And it's crazy that how we achieved that. I mean, to try to convince people to put this software in their houses, not in centralized service providers. Because this is not just related to privacy and data sovereignty. It's also related about the resilience of the network. What happened if Amazon is pressured to shut down Ethereum? I mean, it's probably that we are going to lose the half of the nodes, maybe. So that is why people are starting to believe that being a node operator is like being a guardian of Ethereum, because at the end you are providing this resilience to the network. That is very, very important. We have heard also the Stable Act that is probable to not pass, but the problem here is the mentality. The thing that we can extract of this is that people believe that they can forbid these kind of things. It's like, I mean, they can create a law that strike all the network in just 1 second. And that is why we need to understand that having this resilience, that create this decentralized hardware layer is so important, because otherwise we are in the hands of the same people, and they can also make the same thing that before. So to sum up, let's think that incentivizing infrastructure is something critical. is very important because it's needed to make a healthy network. So running a node has value, not just because you are providing a service or because it's taking your time. It's because you are making the network more secure and you are providing something very valuable. One thing that we are seeing is the free rider problem. People that doesn't care about where is this running, is they are happy to run their applications on node as a services and all these kind of things without being worried that if they shut down the service, they lose their applications. And also, it's important to understand that run a node is not convenient at all. And we have seen in the past that some of the Dappnode runners are people that are philosophically aligned with this idea of decentralization, and they believe that they are providing a service. So it's not more than the personal satisfaction, but we believe that this should have a recognition. The node runners should be something that gives you more than that, more than the personal satisfaction. So our purpose to solve this situation is create a DAO. We have decided to make that happen, since putting all these incentivized application on the same place is not enough to make that happen. Has making us to make this decision to create a DAO to make this happen. We have seen how our community has grown since the launch of Ethereum 2, and is incredibly active. We are very happy and very proud of our community. They are helping each other to make this happen, but we want to go further. We want to create a movement. We want to expose the concept of infrastructure farming. We want to have this DAO as a hub of several applications, of several decentralized applications, and make this node operator to take the benefit of this. For example, in our community in Discord, we started to use shortcuts to give an incentivization to people that help each other. At the end, we need to put together all our effort to make this happen. Otherwise, it's going to be impossible to create this centralized infrastructure layer. We are also trying to have champions and incentivize people that are running or are developing decentralized applications and maintain them, because at the end, we understand this as a community effort. From the beginning, we also think that Dappnode should be a public good. It's something that it should benefit to all the stakeholders of the decentralized network, not us. And that is why we want to create this common place in which you get all the benefits because of you are running decentralized hardware infrastructure. And also, we want to have this Dappnode network, a truly centralized network run by individuals that helps to align all the incentivization from all the networks that we want to be part of this movement. As a first goal, we have proposed the validator DAO. We have published an article in Medium in which we explain how we expect to create a trusted pool of Ethereum 2 validators. We have seen that there are several projects, several pools making that happen to try to create trustless pool, but we have another vision. We want to create that, but from the point of view of the node operators to the stakers. And I think it's important to give them the reputation and important that they have for the network. So to sum up, yeah, I would like you to encourage to run your own node, to be part of this movement, to try to understand why it's so important that people at home run their own hardware. And I would like to join to our Discord channel and stay tuned, because in the coming month we expect to announce some very big things, and we are very proud that all the things that are going to happen. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Eduardo. Dappnode's an amazing project, and just good luck on it and the new initiatives you have going on.
Thank you. Thank you.